Back to kickboxing action. The ISKA Victorian Super Middleweight strap on the line as Kael, the MC here tonight, introduces Jake Mitchell from the Karma Dojo. Trained by John Bowman, rated at 74.4 last night, did Jake Mitchell. This one will be under full Thai rules, knees and elbows, all the good stuff. Brought to you by Ultra Tune. Don't like cricket, but we love Muay Thai.
Was that Jake Mitchell has fought under all rules, MMA, kickboxing, Thai boxing. He'll fight under any rules. Boxing, they renamed the Trout for some reason. But, one of my favourite fighters out of Victoria, Jake, is he always puts up a great fight. Good crowd on hand, as we mentioned.
Kael Coster from the Young Bulls gym, trained by Laos Tui.
Kael Coster, of course, has his own gym as well in Melbourne's Far East. And I tell you what, Michael, have a look for Costa because he throws kicks from all angles. I think predominantly with a Taekwondo background, but has adapted himself quite well to kickboxing and now Muay Thai. We'll certainly have a very staunch challenger in front of him in the shape of Mitchell. This is going to be a very, very interesting and entertaining battle for sure.
Don't forget, folks, once again, if you're in Sydney, it's Australia and New Zealand versus the USA. Mixed martial arts action in a cage. Saturday, July 31st at the Sports Centre and Olympic Boulevard. Mike Kyle, Carter Williams, Marvin Eastman, Bobby Southworth, the USA team, Lucas Brown, Peter Graham, Doug Viney, Michael Vandervlist on the Australian team. We'll be there cage side for that one. Third man in censoring, Bryce Burtwhistle. And we'll also be back here at Springers Leisure Centre August 29 for the ISKA World Title fight. New Zealand's Doug Viney up against the Chief Peter Graham and Lucas Brown also in action. That's August 29 here at Springers.
Look at the size of this event. It's massive. So I suggest if you're going to front up on the 29th, you get in early because it's going to be another big event from Shamrock.
Steve Moxon still to come on tonight's card as well. The title on the line here, Jake Mitchell throwing the overhand right. Kael Coster. Be careful not to drop those hands down too low. We are under full Thai rules here. Interesting though, full Thai rules 4x2, which is a strange round concoction, that one.
But of course, the fights tonight all sanctioned by the ISKA. Good to see the ISKA back in business when it comes to the sanctioning of fight promotions. Going back to the early days of the ISKA, it was the world title that Stan the Man contested against Dennis Alexio many moons ago. Of course, promoted by the man we spoke to earlier, Christopher Cronus.
Indeed, first show I ever went to, Hammer, December 6, 1992.
I didn't bump into you that night, did I?
We didn't know each other back then. We were unknown. The bromance had not started. 11th round kick from Jake Mitchell.
It was great to talk to Cronus earlier. Of course, the man that used to do some massive events well ahead of his time, well ahead of his day. Christopher Cronus and Bob Jones, of course, as well ahead of his time, promoting 3 shows in 3 days in the early 90s, late 80s. So real pioneers of the sport that we now all enjoy.
Step through knee there from Costa into the first round.
A big thank you to all of our sponsors, Ultra Tune.
Just a feeling out process in the first round, but you can already see the kicking prowess of Kael Coster. Turning back kick, turns straight into a head kick. Very fluent in his movement is Costa, as is the ring girls, lovely ring girls. Shamrock Promotions really bring the girls all out in their promotional duties tonight. They're absolutely everywhere, Michael.
Not complaining.
Nice step through knee from Costa.
Second round, set for 4. Victorian title on the line. Big weight difference between these two. 3.1 kilo heavier. Kael Coster weighed in at 77.5. Mitchell at 74.4.
Mitchell gets his elbows up and out, very wide. which is a danger. All tight elbows coming in from Coster now. I was just saying he's got his elbows out very wide, which is a bit of an anti for your round kick. The round kick can come right up under those elbows and crack him in the ribs if he's not careful from Coster.
Seeing the elbows come into play here in the second.
Beautiful push kick to the face, Coster.
Leg kick from Coster using that reach advantage.
Great leg craft, Kael Coster.
Nice high kick and a front kick again. Very quick with the legs, Kael Coster. Nice knee on both sides of the body from Coster. Front kick from Mitchell.
Coster looking to grab the head, control the head of Mitchell, getting for the clinch. He's actually getting into the kneeing and clinch range a lot more than I thought he would, Kael Coster. So he's showing he's got good adaptation into the full Thai rules. Gets his hands a little bit loose when he kicks. Potentially, if Jake picks up on that, it should counter straight up with some solid punching. But at this point, it's just Kael just keeping that bay fairly easy with the leg work. And Jake's just finding it a little bit difficult to get in and execute the clinch or the hand striking.
Crossing elbow from Kael Coster. End of the round.
2, ladies and gentlemen. 2 down.
Well, great work from Kael Coster, and certainly Jake Mitchell looking to be a little frustrated in not being able to close the gap down. And on the inside, Coster's showing no resistance to throwing elbows at Mitchell's head. Round 3 coming up. Mitchell getting the instructions from Johnny Bowman. Kael Coster, Laos 2 in his corner, and of course Laos 2, a real champion of his day as well. Taekwondo champion and adapted quite well to kickboxing and Muay Thai, trained by the great late Dana Goodson.
Round 3.
Penultimate round of action. Jake Mitchell opens up strongly. Coster ties him up, turns him around in the neutral corner, and they break loose. Front kick from Coster on the back foot.
Well, short elbow there from Coster on the inside, turning back kick straight into the ribs. And poor old Jake Mitchell's having a hard night at the office against a bit of a rampaging Kael Coster. Of course, Kael will be fronting on the next Shamrock promotion on the 29th of August. So if you like what you're seeing from Kael Coster, you'll be back again, no doubt.
Front kick again from Coster. Love the way that he just throws those legs out there. Ooh, nice step across inside, fire kick to the back leg there from Mitchell, then goes down to the liver.
Just have a look at the welts on the back of Mitchell. Michael is certainly taking some solid kicking, and although Coster's kicks don't look like they're fully loaded, it's just the ease of which he throws them. The technique he's got, it's the excellence of having good technique that when you have that power refinement off the hip, that will do the damage without you having to overload on it and exert a lot of effort. It's all technique from Kael Coster, and certainly doing the damage.
Jake Mitchell. Double forearm guard against the high kick from Coster. And again, Coster going high, trying to loop the shin around the neck. Mixing it up with the legs. As Mitchell looked to come through with the right hand and gets stuck with a front kick. There's a high kick, just misses the target. Great dexterity here from Kael Coster off both legs. Very proficient.
Just you can throw it out. Nice style and finish. Style finish indeed. One of our sponsors from Kael Coster. You like that one, don't you?
Nice segment there.
Kael Coster doing it nicely. Look at that turning back kick into a spinning back fist, and it's really frustrating. Jake Mitchell, I think, he's just finding it hard to get in because he's constantly having to defend those kicking attacks.
What a big night here in Melbourne for kickboxing. So many great former champions here ringside. We look around and see Baris Nezif. Look around and see Slam Sam Greco, Tibet Hamza. Some of the big names of Melbourne, Central Australian kickboxing are here ringside in support of combat kickboxing and MMA. Hisham Hanna, Kelly Safe, and Peter Hatton. Ooh, jump turning back kick from Coster.
That is real textbook Taekwondo, you know, technique there, the turning back kick. You'll see a lot of that if you've watched any of the Taekwondo in the Olympics. You see him throwing a lot of spinning back kicks, and Kael Coster, his foundation work with the Taekwondo of Laos Tui is certainly showing now. And he's adapting it so well into a Muay Thai fight as well. Very entertaining indeed. The crowd loving this one. Look at the speed of the kicks from Kael Coster. He goes from straight line attacks to roundhouse really easily. The only, I suppose, opening I would see on Costa is that perhaps his hands drop, but he gets them up as soon as Mitchell gets in range. The hands fire straight back, turning back kick, just quick movement, push kick to the face.
I like the movement here of Kael Coster. I like the work rate. Jumping downward elbow, didn't have the distancing there from Mitchell. And Coster just doing a good job of keeping Mitchell at the end of his feet. Now they lock up. Coster with the knee to the liver. Kael Coster is bringing this fight home very strongly. Gets through the knee guard of Mitchell. Coster switching up nicely, cracks the shin into the midsection. He started very slowly in the fight, did Kael Coster. It wasn't until about the end of the second round he really did find his rhythm. Turned it on in the third, doing very well here in the fourth, really opened up with the kicking. And he's backing up Jake Mitchell now. Spinning back elbow, nicely done. Whipping high right round kick.
And you got to like what you're seeing from Kael Coster, Michael. He's got such an entertaining fight style. And adapting the Muay Thai strategy really well. Knees, kicks, elbows, putting them all together. Probably could refine his punching a little bit more, but such a complete fighter.
Indeed. Laos Tui will be happy with his man's performance. 9 wins, 1 draw, undefeated coming in tonight, Kael Coster. Will he maintain that undefeated record? There's the Laos Tui. One of the finer Muay Thai gyms in Melbourne. A lot of young up-and-coming fighters. Does a lot of community work as well, does Laos.
He does. He's a nice guy, Laos Tui, and someone who prepares his fighters always well when they step in the centre ring. Young Bulls Dojo, turning elbow, beautifully done from Kael.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard. Izar Curry had a 40-37, Norman Liu had a 40-36, and Mark Corrie had a 40-37. Your winner by unanimous decision, and new ASKA Victorian champion, red corner, Kael Coster.
He's done it. Kael Coster takes the bout by unanimous decision and maintains his undefeated record. Crowd certainly appreciating that one. A sold-out crowd here at the Springers Leisure Centre.
Well, with Steve